So the other day, ESPN had a segment and they asked which team is in more trouble, the Golden State Warriors or the Los Angeles Lakers. And they went on to say it was the Warriors. And they also, talked about the Lakers having their recent woes and what kind of trades they need to make and what kind of third superstar they need to bring in to help LeBron because allegedly LeBron doesn't have any help, even though AD is there and he's been anchoring the defense and carrying the team along the way. But they went on to talk about Steve Kerr's post game comments after their Golden State Warriors lost to the Denver Nuggets on Christmas Day, where Jokic had a bad shooting night from the field, but was 18 of 18 from the free throw line. And Kerr said that he had no problem with the officials themselves. He praised them. He said that the officials are doing a great job with the rules that they're given to work with, and that the NBA, the league itself, are actually the ones who are legislating the defensive aspect of the game out of the game and just allowing offensive players to get to the line in any old way, shape, form, and fashion. Basically saying they're shooting free throws that they don't deserve. And uh, Perkins said something about don't put an area code, put an address or something like say it direct, but Kerr wasn't talking just about that one game. Kerr wasn't talking about only Jokic in the Christmas game having 18 free throws. He was talking about the league in general. And this has been a complaint of fans for years now that in the effort to make the NBA a more high scoring game, a more high scoring product, they have compromised the the integrity of the game itself by not allowing people on the defensive end to play their game and actually put up a suitable fight, so to speak, that they are handicapped by the rules themselves, and it allows the offensive players to score at a higher volume, have higher numbers, and ultimately make the final score of each game higher than it's been since sometime in the mid 60s. And that with the emphasis on the analytics and the 3 point ball, you got a higher scoring game per average. And supposedly according to their theory, that's a better product that us fans enjoy more. Some of us who may be considered old heads or whatnot, I think tend to enjoy more of the 90s and early 2000s style of ball. No harm, no foul. And I agree with Steve Kerr. Kendrick Perkins said something like, he said that Steve Kerr he said that Steve Kerr's comments are making his skin crawl. So you mean to tell me that his comments are scary? They're spooky. It's like you saw some grotesque horror movie, because that's what makes your skin crawl. Now, if he's saying things that you disagree with and think that he's way out of line and way out of pocket, that's one thing. But your skin crawling means that you're grossed out and scared. So I don't think he knows how to use some of these analogies that he's trying to use. That's why he always tries to cite some sort of current rap artist, because he can't come up with his own analogies, and he's trying to stay relevant with the youngsters by quoting rappers and artists that they listen to. But anyways, that's just a personal opinion, so that doesn't really matter. But what does matter is that I believe that Steve Kerr is right, that in the effort to sell a more high scoring game, the NBA and the commissioner have allowed for the offensive side of the ball to be much more free flowing and not really be impeded by any type of competent defense, because that's what they think sells more tickets and gets more ratings on TV is high scoring. Yet the players, when they're on the defense end of the ball, have little to no recourse as to what they can do to stop somebody from scoring buckets. That's why you see a lot of matador defense. Olay, get out the way, clear path to the hoop. You're not even challenging people at the rim because any little hint of contact and you might be giving up an and one. So, yeah, I agree with Steve Kerr. We've even had other players, Kelly Oubre Jr., for example. He may have said this a couple years ago, but his statement has been making its rounds again on the internet, where he said that he doesn't think any player in today's era should be considered the GOAT because the offense is the focus, the defense has been limited, and that it is disrespectful to MJ and Kobe and what they achieved. So basically, he's saying that it's much easier to score in this era. So any sort of accolades based on points performance and offensive performance is watered down. Yeah, I'm no expert. I just call it how I see it. And what I see is that Coach Steve Kerr and players such as Kelly Oubre, who say that defense is lacking in today's league, are right on, spot on, bullseye. And we need to get back to a balanced form of NBA basketball. And maybe that'll help bring the ratings back up instead of these gimmicks like the in-season tournament, that essentially happens at the beginning of the season when everybody's fresh and hasn't even begun to feel the wear and tear of the grueling grind of the 82 game season, which is why the playoffs and the finals matter, which is why, the cream rises to the top because the players and the teams that can adapt and overcome through the long 82 game season and the multiple rounds of playoffs leading to the finals and throughout the finals, those are the ones who overcame all the adversity, all the lineup changes, and had the most stamina and willpower to stand atop the mountaintop at the very end of the season. Until next time, you